Dear students, now I am moving to just class 12, the important questions based on the supplementary. As we mentioned about the third level, and after that, I am just moving to the Tiger King once again, back to repeat the questions. And as far as the questions answer are concerned, we are just moving to the first, the important question based on sort. What did the astrologer predict of the Tiger King? Or the people, especially, once again I am repeating the question, what did the astrologer predict of the newborn child in the family of royal family of Pradmanpuram? Or who was the Tiger King? What did the astrologer predict of him as his birth? ये क्वेश्चन ऐसे ही पूछा जाता है. तो आंसर इज द एस्ट्रोलॉजर predicted of the child born in the family of the royal palace of Prathamanpuram. The astrologer predicted that he would become a great king, warrior of warriors, champion of champions, and hero of heroes. But the chief astrologer just stopped for a moment to reveal the fact. But when he was forced to speak, then he also predicted of his death by a tiger. The next question: what did the Tiger King do when he became young? When the Tiger King became young, he remembered the prediction of the astrologers and especially of his death by a tiger. He started killing tigers as he remembered the prediction of the astrologers about his death. And the third question is there: why did the Tiger King marry the princess? The Tiger King married the princess as the numbers of tigers in his state Padmanpuram came to an end and he wanted to kill more tigers for his purpose. So he wanted to get the right to kill the tiger after getting married in the particular state. And also now there is next question: why was the Maharaja once in danger of losing his throne? So once Maharaja refused the British officer to have a photograph with the hunted tiger, and this made the high rank officer the British officer, for which the Tiger King had to cost 3 lakh rupees to send 50 samples of diamond rings to the British officer's wife to settle the matter. And there is the next question: how did the Tiger King retain his kingdom? The Tiger King retained his kingdom to send 50 samples of diamond rings to the British officer's wife, and the British officer's wife accepted all the 50 samples of the diamond rings and agreed the British officer to give up the idea of hunting the tiger in the Pradmapuram. Thus the Tiger King retained his kingdom. And now there is the long question from this lesson. Describe the Maharaja's efforts to kill the 100 tigers. How long was he able to do it? So when Maharaja became young, he remembered the astrologer's prediction of his death by a tiger king. He started killing tigers in his state Pradmanpuram. Meanwhile, a hurdle came in on his way as a British officer desired to hunt a tiger. But somehow he settled the matter to cost 3 lakh rupees for this. And after all, when the number of tigers came to an in his state. He married to the prince in nearby state and he started killing tigers there. And after all, when the number of tigers in the neighboring state also came to an end, he caught Diwan and asked for the 100 tiger. But it was terribly difficult for the Diwan to find 100 tigers. Somehow he managed the 100 tiger from a circus at a park in Madras and released to the forest where Maharaja was hunting. Maharaja was glad to find the tiger and aimed the tiger, but he missed it, and finally the tiger was saved. And thus Maharaja could not kill the 100 tigers. Now Maharaja could not have to discuss a few questions, and the question based on this was a very important one, as we have mentioned earlier, but I am repeating this also. Describe the environmental feature of Antarctica. As we know, Antarctica is the coldest. It includes 60.9 time zones and three bodies of water. Here, there is a landscape for a long distance, and it is a thick layer of carbon dioxide where there are many ecospheres. There is no trace of human being and other living animals just like on the earth. And it is a very strange place for all of us. And there is the important questions. What was the program on ice? The program on ice on Russian research vessel to carry the students, secondary students, to the end of the earth to understand about the climate change and threat of global warming and to foster a new understanding to the planet and to create awareness to save the planet. Next question. How did the writer Tisani Doshi feel when she landed her feet on this important part of the world, Antarctica? Tisani Doshi felt very strange to land his feet on this continent. As she saw, there was no trace of human or earthly perspective. The days are longer and longer, nights are longer and longer, and there is only a strange silence around it. There was no trace of billboards, and just like the human perspective. So it was a wonder for Tisani Doshi. Why is Antarctica called the perfect place to know present and past and future in respect to the Earth? Antarctica is an isolated place and pristine as far as the human perspective is concerned. So that's why it is a very holy place, and we can say it is a very uh, pristine one, and that's why we can understand how the earth was formed. As the big glaciers are retreating to shaping a different country like situation. The biggest glacier of Antarctica is regarded in size like a country, Belgium. And here we can also understand the changing of the climate as there are many ecospheres. So, in this respect, we can say Antarctica is the perfect place to understand the present and past of the future referring to the planet because there is a variety of changes can be seen in this perspective as far as the Antarctica is concerned. Antarctica, there is a circumpolar current between the two glaciers when they are going either to retreat or pushing each other. to freeze Antarctica. So that's why we can say Antarctica is the perfect place to go and to know the present and past and future of the planet. So these are the few points to discuss. And now, whenever we get time, we can also go for the next one. I hope you will understand better. And if you have any problem, we shall discuss to subscribe it and share it and comment it for the latest update. Till then, good night to all of you.